Hi everyone, this is Amit Saiteva. So for today, I am sharing a case study which is related to agile methodology. This case study was shared by Chandan on LinkedIn. The link is on your screen. It's not just the only one that I'm sharing today. There are more case studies. If you're interested, go at this link, have a look at it. There are more challenging case studies as well. Let's start with our presentation for today. So I'll present the case study here, and then there are challenge statements on further slides. Let's understand the case study here. What I've done is I've just split the case study across multiple points. Let's have a read at it. So, company Real Data was already dominant in the real-time database market. Their real-time database product was already ruling the market, mostly used in the industrial automation market. The management decided to expand the real-time database into the other IoT world. The company's head office is in Norway. There were 10 developers in Norway and 10 test team test team members in India. The sales and marketing office is in USA. The product is 7 years old in the market and very robust product, highly configurable with excellent extensible product features, can be configured and adapted with any database segment market. The company decided to enter the wind turbine market or shipbuilding market, etc. There are similar types of products within the same company as other units. Both the units are fighting with each other for their existence. There is some technical feature with advantage and disadvantage to both the products. Another unit is in Italy. Both the products testing center is in India, with release management completely driven out of India. Uh, as part of the challenge statements, what I've done is I've just split them across multiple slides as the title of the slide. But before we go to the challenge statement, let's do a SWOT analysis of this case study. Now, SWOT is strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. It's generally divided into four quadrants. Let's have a look at it. What I've done is I just split all these statements into all these four quadrants. Let's give it a quick read about it. Dominant in the real time, so strengths is dominant in the real time database market, especially industrial automation market. It's 7 years in the market, robust product, highly configurable with extensible product features. Weaknesses, some technical features with advantages, and as part of weaknesses, there are disadvantages to both the products. Opportunities is they want to decide to expand uh, into other IoT world. IoT products can be configured and adapted with any database segment or market. They have the presence across geographies like Norway, India, Italy, USA, and release management is completely driven out of India. Decided to enter the wind turbine market and shipbuilding market. As an example, for my case study, I'm just picking up shipbuilding in this case. It can be another market, for example, wind turbine as well. As sort of threats, similar type of markets lie within the same company. Both the units are fighting with each other for their existence. Let's go with first challenge statement. So first challenge statement is how can we expand the product portfolio into other IoT markets? For this challenge statement, what I'm presenting is a business model canvas. Now, business model canvas is a descriptive framework that you'll see in a minute. It's generally used for organizations which are going through a startup route, or in this case, expanding their portfolio into a new domain completely altogether. Let's see what it is. So, business canvas is divided into 9 sections, as you can see on your screen. Let's start with the heart of it, which is value proposition. So, as part of proposing the value, what I'm saying is integrate the ship parts or components for data gathering. So this product should be can be utilized to integrate various shipping parts, components for data gathering, data processing from multiple sensors, and data grouping or classification into machine-generated patterns in meaningful interactive graphs, charts, or as simple as in tabular form. With this value, we're trying to enable the naval engineers on deck to help them in making better decisions in real time. A few of the organizations that we can try and target is shipyards, such as Hindustan Shipyard Limited or Cochin Shipyard Limited. It can be any other example. in terms of shipyard. It can be even a different industry altogether, like I mentioned, wind turbine as well. Moving on to the second one, which is customer segments. So the customer segment basically means we're trying to identify and build a particular persona of the customer that we want to try target. So the customer can be an executive leader who is the board of director. That person has the authority in integration in the shipbuilding organization or the industry. The channels can be as simple as advertisements or promotion, which can be physical channel wherein a company representative goes and physically visits and shares the demo of the product. It can be a virtual channel as well, wherein a company gives a demo in virtual setting. It can also be wherein we leverage the SEO, which is site engine optimization, and we try and uh, identify the persona that I've mentioned on the second section here. Um, and in terms of selling, how would we sell? It would, of course, be from B2B, which is from one business to the other business. In terms of distributing that product, it would be, of course, from our existing warehouse to start with. Later, if the product really tries and makes its own demand in the market, we might have our dedicated warehouse, which are located near to the shipyards and dockyards, which would make it easier to deliver and maybe maintain the product on the site itself. Moving on to the fourth one, which is customer relationship. Now, as part of customer relationship, the strategy has to be threefold, wherein we try and get the new product, get the new customers. We try and keep our existing customers loyal and in long-term partnership. In terms of grow, the new customers and the existing customers, we try and grow our partnership with them. So what we are proposing is we try and utilize the existing relationship to offer long-term partnerships. Uh, we can go as far as developing a use case together, which benefits us as in our industry and to them in their industry as well, so that both of us get benefits out of it, not just tangible, intangible benefits as well, monetary and other kind of benefits. That would really go a long way for our customers. Moving on to the fifth one, which is revenue stream. In terms of revenue stream, we would have to first try and understand the value. What we can do is we can try and conduct a survey during initial rollout to understand the actual value as per the demand. Once we understand the value, the price for our product that the market would be able to pay, we can then try and put in potential revenue streams, such as a freemium model, wherein maybe a basic model is given for free or a very low cost, and then we charge a nominal amount for our add-ons or services that we give. So that's a freemium kind of a model. A subscription is wherein the model and the services are given for a subscription month over month or at a set frequencies. Last is we can give our product at no cost or maybe low cost with services provided at moderately high prices so that we can recover the cost of the product and at the same time able to sustain the product for a longer time. Moving on to the sixth one, which is key resources. Of course, first and foremost, we would definitely need the finance. It can be in terms of the capital or line of credit, which would be taken out as we need. Uh, Physical resources would of course be manufacturing line that would have to be put up. Machines would be required. Vehicles would be required to deliver a product from point A to point B. Warehouses would be required to meet the demand as needed. Intellectual resources would also be required. Some kind of patents to safeguard our product, copyrights, trademarks, safety certifications for our product and its manufacturing line. And last but very important is the human resources, the list of the customers, the hardware experts, software experts, scientists, and consultants that would be required throughout our journey. Moving on to the seventh one, which is key partners. In terms of key partners, the partner suppliers which would be required to build and sustain product creation and maintenance. Uh, we would require a possible third-party involvement to ensure smooth operations. Now, it can be in the divisions of sales, post-sales, creating the product, product delivering, invoicing, collection, and very important legal as well. We might have to explore joint ventures maybe get into strategic alliances with non-competitors as well. We might also consider getting into mutually beneficial contracts with buyers so that we have an exclusivity with them, or we can buy a set amount of raw material every month or every quarter with them. So some kind of that kind of contract would help. Next is key activities. In terms of activities, we would definitely go into product manufacturing and engineering. If the product is good and there are things that the industry overall likes, we might even get into consulting. We can even go in terms of in the direction of supply chain management. Uh, to fulfill all of this, we would definitely require the section 9, which is cost structure. Now, cost structure would heavily be on first the raw materials, which is the resources, and then we would also need to understand and have a detailed expense. In terms of detailed expense, we need to have a list of expensive resources and an alternative seller for each of the resources, so that in case one of the supplier or a vendor exhausts or is not able to fulfill our demand, we might have to go for alternative to sustain our demand and go for all the requirements in the market. To operate the business, we would require the capex at the start, which is capital expenditure, and to sustain it, we would require operational expenditure, which is opex. There would definitely be a fixed cost involved in each of these phases, and there will be some variable cost. At the end, we would also need to understand and detail out the economies of scale, because when we are scaling our product from a few batches to a few hundred batches, we would need to understand how much of the cost would exponentially grow and what it would take as against that. So this is a business canvas model that I'm proposing for the product expansion. Moving on to the next challenge statement. So next challenge statement, if you recall, there was internal rivalry for existence. So how to beat that? So, in my experience, on case-to-case basis, I have leveraged a few of these approaches and techniques to address and resolve the conflict with one single team member, or within a multiple team members, or maybe across few of the teams which have conflicts and they're not able to move from that point onwards. So first is the easiest one. We talk one-to-one, personal coaching kind of a style. Next is a star method. What was the situation? What was the task that had to be done? What was the action that was taken? The result out of it. And then we discuss from that point onwards what can be done in that particular case. Next is if it's a group exercise, if it's a group that's trying to resolve the conflict, we can go for a brainstorming exercise, which leads to a solution-oriented approach. And last is a bit complex one, which is a fishbone diagram, wherein we try and see multiple different causes towards one effect. Uh, in my example, what I've done is I have taken fishbone diagram. Let's see how I've built that. So to build that fishbone diagram, let's write the effect that's happening, just cause of the internal rivalry for existence. We try and draw a small fish around it, and we try and write the causes. So causes can range from monetary side to non-monetary. It can even be on the tools, technique, and training. It can even be a miscellaneous cause that's attributing to this particular effect. Let's go a deep one level down. Uh, in terms of monetary benefits, it can be like one of the business unit was being given expedited progressions. Bonuses were very often provided. ESOPs were also given to one particular unit or one particular group of people. In terms of non-monetary benefit, the connects with the management were very frequent for a certain people, but not for the others. There is maybe a bias or preferential treatment with a few of the team members, but not for others, or either it should not exist at all in the first place at all. Moving on to tools, technique, and training. Uh, Maybe better tools, equipment, servers, or licenses are being given to one business unit, but not to the other one. There are conferences, seminars, or trainings which were arranged for a certain team members, but it was not open to the general public. In terms of miscellaneous, if you recall, the locations is across the geographies: Norway, USA, Italy, India. Maybe the co-location is provided for certain specific team members, but it's not at all an opportunity for others. Access to experts within and outside the organization is also possible for maybe one organization, one part of the organization, but not for the other. So all in all, any of this or a combination of these causes might be attributing to the internal rivalry, wherein they have infighting between these groups. Moving on to the challenge statement number three: how can we increase the agility and enhance features which are ready for IoT? To start with, my proposal is we should build an MVP, which is minimum viable product. It can be as simple as successfully showcasing a working connection of a Raspberry Pi, which is an IoT board, with a breadboard connecting LEDs to depict an IoT use case. Now, with this, it would definitely be able to tell, yeah, the use case is up and running, and this MVP is enough. It already has enough features to seek feedback and make improvements as needed. But this, as a structure, might not look as appealing or as practical when we want to take it to the market. So in that case, we want to go with MMP, which is minimum marketable product. What it means is we successfully package the product so that we are able to sell or market the product. Of course, in the market, the end users should be able to buy it, convinced that yeah, this product really good, looks appealing, and they can go for it. Once the MMP is out in the market, we can then gather the feedback from real users and create a list of features of uh, as the market demands and make improvements as needed. Now, this is just an assumption wherein the product I've taken is a smart bulb. It can be any product that the company might want to foray in. Moving on to the next challenge statement, number four: what should be the marketing strategy? As part of the marketing strategy, I'm proposing three approaches. Let's see first what's the first one is. So first approach is upsell and cross-sell opportunity. So what I'm suggesting is we want to leverage our existing customers and contacts and identify opportunities wherein we can upsell and cross-sell our products alongside our dominating product in the market. Now, these words upsell and cross-sell, what it means is, let's say I have an Apple iPhone, and Apple as an organization, they tell me, okay, I can upsell and make better use of my device if I go to an iCloud of an higher, and I take a capacity of iCloud of an higher configuration, maybe 1 TB or 5 TB. Now they're trying to upsell the same one of their services, and with that, my benefit is I can use their device in a better setting, and maybe it would be long running for both of us, me as a customer and Apple as an organization. As part of cross sell, what Apple suggests is if I take the Apple iPads Pro, Apple Pro as their headphones, and maybe an Apple Watch as an ecosystem, all of that would work in much greater value as compared to individual devices, whatever they can give to the customer. So as part of an ecosystem, both Apple would of course be getting more value, and of course as a customer, I would be getting the maximum benefit out of this whole devices, which would work in tandem and together. So that's the upsell and cross sell opportunities. Approach two is allow customers to experience your product. Now, what it means is con- we can consider collaborating with existing customers and contacts within the market to give our product for a short trial period. It can be for 1, 2, or 3 months, or maybe more. If the customer likes the product in their ecosystem, they might want to consider extending the contract. So what would eventually happen is, of course, we would get the business out of it. Plus, it would also help us to seek the feedback on the product for the future enhancement. As part of approach three, if uh, we can identify the customers based on due diligence, utilizing social media advertising platform such as Instagram, FB, or Google AdWords. We can try and find an app industry for the product and leverage these customers again using with the approach two here. Moving on to the last challenge statement, which is let's say today's current release cycle for both the unit product is 1.5 years, and maybe we are trying to shorten it. As an again assumption, what I'm assuming is we are utilizing Kanban, and we have, let's say, three items in our backlog. We have our usual software development phases like to do, design, development, testing, review, merge, deployment, and done. In total, what I'm suggesting, it takes 17 hours. So what lead time means is uh, the moment the product enters into our to-do phase and it's given in the hands of the customer to experience the product, that's start to end, that's lead time. However, cycle time is the duration when we actually actively start to work on the product, which is from design, development, and so on and so forth, until it's actually done. That's the cycle time. If we can put automations in certain places, we might be able to reduce the cycle time. Uh, let's see the example. So if we can put up automated testing in place, maybe using frameworks like Selenium, JUnit, or robotic process automation, we might be able to reduce the testing phase maybe to 0 hours. In case of merge, if you can put up automated merge using git merge or diff merge kind of platforms, it would again reduce considerable amount of hours or time in terms of merging. In case of deployment, if we can implement Jenkins, that would certainly reduce our time devoted to deployment hours. In terms of lead time and cycle time, lead time would still remain the same because the product would still, or the item would still have to go through all these phases. However, cycle time would certainly shorten up because there would be many phases within the whole pipeline that would be reduced to maybe zero or at least to a minimum number of hours or time. So that's the proposal for this particular challenge statement. This is the last statement for my case study. I hope it was helpful to you, and I'm looking forward to your thoughts on this one. Thank you. Bye bye.